Going on, guys? Welcome back to the Lock and Cash podcast. A quick video for you today on Thursday Night Football. Want to give out my play on this game and just give you a little bit of analysis and background information as to why I like a certain side here. I did send this out earlier in the week, so I'm going to give you guys this official free play, and we'll talk a little bit about the game. Before I do that, if you haven't caught my NFL market review, I'll link it up here. That's the video where I go through every game, this one, plus all of the Sunday games and the Monday Night Football game. So I think you can find some helpful information in there as you take a look at where the lines are moving throughout the week. So take a look at that. I'll also be posting a conference championship college football video later on today as well. Now, if you want it, I'm going to give you guys my play on Packers, Lions, but just a quick note, I did already post it on the Action Network app. So if you don't follow me on the Action Network app, you can do so by clicking the link down in the description to download the app. It helps us out if you use our link, and then also follow me on the app so that whenever I post a free play, you can grab it on there. I think we've hit 3 straight. We had a UConn last night in college hoops, which was a winner. So take a look at the app. It's got some great info, great tools on it, and follow me on it as well. All right, Packers versus Lions. I'm going with Green Bay. I'm taking the 3.5 points in this game, and there's several reasons why I'm going to do that. Now, I've talked a lot before about how I've been very high on the Lions this year. They've already cashed our win total future for us, which was our biggest our biggest future. I have a sprinkle on them to have the best record, so it kind of pains me to say that I think Green Bay can win this game. But that's exactly what I think. Listen, I know everyone's been talking this week about the Lions' defensive injuries, but it's one thing to just look at the list and say, man, that's a lot of injuries. But when you realize that at what positions they are, it's so significant. They are completely devastated on the defensive front. Right? Those tackles, guards, linebackers, I mean, they are completely depleted. I saw a note this morning from Rob Pizzola on Twitter, good follow, about how out of the 18 starters they had going into the season, 3 are available for this game on that defensive front. They're just completely devastated right now in terms of injuries, and that does have an impact. And oh, by the way, on the other side of the ball, starting left tackle Taylor Decker won't be active for this game either. He's been ruled out. That's a huge loss, because you need to protect Jared Goff really, really well for that offense to work. He's not evasive. He will take sacks. So if the Packers can get home, that's going to be a problem. DJ Reader, another huge name that I want to highlight. He's essential to stopping the run. He's one of the best run stoppers in the NFL. He will not be active for this game. So potentially some bigger holes for Josh Jacobs. If you recall when DJ Reader was with the Cincinnati Bengals, when he played, they were like a top 5 rushing defense in the NFL. And when he didn't play, they were literally dead last. That's how good he is. That's how much of an impact he could potentially be in this spot. I also just think the Lions, if I watch I watch all the games, but just taking a look at their last, 5 or 6 game, handful of games, aside from the Jacksonville game where they put up 52 points, aside from that, I mean, that's an incompetent defense. When they've faced any competent defenses like the Texans, the Bears, in these games, they have the Packers, the first game with the Packers, they have, I don't want to say struggled, but they've kind of hit a ceiling with their offense. I think they scored 26 against Houston. In the other games, they couldn't reach 24 or 24 or less. So they kind of like these low 20s scoring games, and especially in the second half, you've seen them come out strong. Second half, the offense sputters. Red zone issues have now started to pop up a little bit with the offense finishing drives. And what I want to say is this is not a knock on the Lions. This is totally normal. They have been running so unsustainably hot all season long. All right, they had the one dud in week 2 against the Buccaneers, but since then, 10 straight. Do you know how hard it is to win 10 straight games in the NFL? Especially when you're not just like beating up on bottom feeders every week. They beat the Packers, they beat the Vikings. They've beaten good teams during the stretch. So this is an unbelievable run that they're on. And I just think that you're starting to see those signs. If you're handicapping games, or if you want to get good at trying to be, anticipatory, try to predict things, you have to look for those signs. And I'm starting to see the signs that I look for. Faltering a little bit in the red zone, lots of injuries piling up, teams not being able to stay away from teams like the Chicago Bears, who came all the way back. And honestly, that game should have went to overtime. And they had a chance to win that game outright. So things like that really start to concern me with certain teams. Now, the Lions have been, until this point, basically spot proof. And they could be spot proof again tonight and just run away with this game. But I'm willing to step in front of them and take a chance here, especially with a road divisional dog that they already beat once before. You're getting 3 and the hook. I think this is on the wrong side. I think this line should, at the worst be 3, but maybe even 2.5. Because of how lopsided the injuries are. Like the Packers have some injuries on their defense as well, but they're not nearly as significant and substantial as what the Lions have. And yes, they won't be without Dobbs, their number one wide receiver, but they've got other weapons. Missing a wide receiver is not like missing your best run stopper, your starting left tackle. It's just a completely different level of injuries. And to me, on top of this, the Packers are they've won 3 games in a row. The offense looks really good. The first time these two teams played, it was outdoors in Lambeau in the rain. And if you remember, Jordan Love was injured. He had the groin injury in that game, and the Packers had a bye week on deck. So they were kind of really banged up going into their bye week. There was questions, is Love going to play? Is he not going to play? He ends up trying to go. Didn't look right at all in that game. And the Lions came in that game. The big narrative there, because I'm big on narratives, the narrative was all the Lions have been playing indoors all season long. They're not going to go into Green Bay and be able to get a win, right? So they were heavily motivated to come into that game and say, we could play in the rain, we could play in the snow, the whole Dan Campbell thing. So they went in there hungry. I think the script is flipping tonight. I think Green Bay comes in as the hungry dog this time. And when you have 2 good teams in a division, they often split, right? They do often split. So you win one, the other team wins one. Like when the second time the Lions will play the Vikings, I may look to the Vikings in that game because these really good teams tend to split. So on top of this, you do have some data here as well. Matt LaFleur has been really good in these spots. The Lions at home have been really good, but you have to factor in the scenario, the injury scenario, the momentum scenario, and all these things that I'm pointing out to you. But LaFleur as a dog of 3.5 or more is 15-6 against the spread. That's 71%. But in divisional games, he's a perfect 3-0 against the spread when he's getting 3.5 points or more. And the Lions are 3-0 in the division this year. Perfect record. They've played each team once. But they had the 10-point win at Green Bay in the game that I just discussed with Jordan Love being hurt. They only put up 24 points in that game. Then they beat the Vikings by 2. They beat the Bears by 3. I could see something very similar happening tonight, but I could even see a scenario where the Lions are playing from behind tonight and have to try to come back. And that has not been something that they've been doing. They have not been accustomed. They did it in the Houston game, but they have not been accustomed this year to play from behind. And especially when your defense is this banged up, it might be difficult to get off the field. So I like Green Bay in this spot. I just made the case for it. I may end up looking stupid if it's another Lions blowout, like they've been just running over all these teams. But I'm going to take the 3.5 with the Green Bay Packers. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Remember, I have the market review video up. I have a conference championship weekend video coming. And for more stuff, check out in the description. Good luck, guys. Let's get it.